All right, welcome everyone to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry. Joining us is the CEO of Secure Private Data, Alain Ghiai. Welcome, Alain.
Thank you, and happy to be here. Welcome to our viewer.
Well, we've got some good news for our viewer, not talking about a great browser that we all probably have on our phone if we're concerned about data privacy. It's the DuckDuckGo browser. And supposedly they have a new search agreement with Microsoft that's not necessarily in our favor, and it doesn't really keep our data safe like it promises. Tell us what's going on with DuckDuckGo, Alain.
Yeah, so what's happening is DuckDuckGo is a browser that's been around for the longest time, and the CEO is coming back to defend their position and so forth. So in a nutshell, because it gets complicated, when you do a search in a browser, the search is powered by a search engine, right? So typically it could be Microsoft, it could be Google. If I understood correctly, you can use DuckDuckGo now, and it will block out the third-party tagging, the Google and the other ones maybe, but it won't block Microsoft because they did an exclusive deal or some kind of special deal with Microsoft where they hand over all the tagging and all the data to Microsoft. This article was, if you Google it, I use the term Google, but if you search it, you can say it's, if you do DuckDuckGo on techradar.com in hot water over a hidden tracking agreement. So they track everything that you do. So they won't give it to Google, but they'll give it to Microsoft because they get paid. You know, how do you think these free companies get paid? This is a perfect example. Oh, well, I have a free email, I have a free this, or I have a free that. Well, how do you think they make money? They make money from your data, whether they take your data on an email and sell it, or whether they track every single thing that you do on a browser in this case. There's another browser that is supposed to be good. Again, I haven't had any extensive search with it, called Brave. I heard about it. It's one of these newer ones that a lot of people in the conservative media, they try to push it. DuckDuckGo is kind of like the first one that came out that became big. And just like everybody else, at the end, there's so much data, they're going to sell that stuff to someone. In this case, they're selling it to Microsoft. Maybe another browser will come, and when it's free, you pay for it. I always say that. So it's unfortunate. Definitely, if you want full privacy, I wouldn't use a browser that basically gives all your search and tags you and hands it over to Microsoft, which is LinkedIn and everything else combined that you can imagine. And that means the entire world will have all your searches. You might as well go to Google and search with the Google browser. You know, you don't need the DuckDuck anymore.
Right. And you mentioned this also with ProtonMail, right? Just because they claim it doesn't mean that it factually is safe.
That's it. And it's funny because ProtonMail just launched this new website, and I take screenshots. There's also, you can go on a thing called Time Machine, where you can look at websites in history, or it's called Wayback Machine or something. So Proton is funded by the European Union. So they have these oxymoron where they say we don't hand out anything, we don't have any government intrusion. And meanwhile, you have the European flag and it has grants from the European Union. You know, I mean, it's a great company for sure, but don't claim something that is not true. Just like they claim they don't check anything. And then this poor French guy, they found out every single time that he was logging into the ProtonMail, they were logging all the times and all the logs and handed over to the French authorities just like that. So, you know, it's really simple. If you want something and you want value, you're going to have to pay a few bucks for it. Now, I know companies like Proton do charge, but there's a free version as well. But even sometime when you charge, you have to look at everything. And when you see a big European flag that says, you know, European grants fund this company, you might as well go to China and give everything to Xi Jinping and all these other globalists because essentially your data is belonging to everybody, to all the globalists that are trying to sell you all of their crooked ideas at the end, which we all know of and we're not going to talk about right now. But that's not how a privacy company should function. So again, DuckDuckGo, big disappointment, obviously. So I'm not saying go to Brave, but Brave is supposed to be good. Now, I should make, I'm sure we'll talk about some of what we're going to do to innovate and to counter some of that too.
Yes, you have the solution for Proton with your secure mail and secure send. How are you going to handle the browser issue that we're talking about today with Secure?
Well, the browser issue, it's like the age-old question that I always got. And back then, it was close to impossible for us to do it because it takes astronomical amount of resource. Now, we just shipped over 1 ton of heavy-duty equipment to Switzerland, and some of that equipment is essentially to power our new browser and VPN, which we will launch probably by Q1 of 2023 or sooner. We'll see. We have to juggle. We were going to do the voice and video encryption. We may push that because there's a much bigger audience that needs help in privacy when they go to a website than, let's say, doing video calls. So we address the need for the people for email privacy and chat privacy. We've done that now with chat by invite and so forth. Now we're going to help people with their privacy when they go browsing. And even though we have our own tunneling system to our server, so you don't really need a VPN that much, but we're going to offer a VPN because a lot of people have that habit of, I need to use a VPN. Now, really quickly, VPNs, the way they work, when you have multiple location, typically Amazon Web Service or one of these companies powers them all. Because it's just impossible for a company to have multi-million-dollar equipment in 100 locations. So that's billions and billions of dollars of investment. So it's Amazon. It's no secret. Great company, but it's not going to be that privacy that you think you're getting. So we're going to do a fully dedicated Switzerland-only VPN. So if, let's say, you're in New York or you're in Jakarta, or in your Minneapolis, it will always show only the Swiss location with multiple IPs. That means you do get that location privacy. Also, for all of you guys out there trying to think that you're going to get smarter and just change locations every time, I have news for you. Every time you change a location, you have a millisecond or a half second of open from one location to another. And if you are a person of interest or somebody is trying to spy on you or hack you, they're going to monitor those connections. And every time there's an opening, they're going to get in and hack the heck out of everything you're looking at. And they will know what you're doing. So single location IP, multiple IP, single location, that's what we're going to do. So big plans coming up. We will help. We have now understood our customers are dying for this browser, and we finally have the capability. I think it's going to be amazing. And as long as you have a paid service with us, the browser will be free. And that's because you will already pay for Secure. So we're going to offer you the browser because we believe in real privacy. So when you go to your e-banking, nobody knows. When you're going to go to your favorite newspaper, whatever, reading the news that to some people may be controversial, to some may not. You know, some people have left-leaning and right-leaning political views, and they're being assassinated on the media for that. And in social media, I think it's ludicrous. People have the right to read any kind of political views they want to read. And we want to give people that freedom of going to the net and watch websites and go to e-banking without being hacked. That's a normal right that we want to give to people. So we're going to work hard. We should have it back Q1 next year, more to come, but help is here, and secure web and secure VPN are going to be something that's going to come up soon.
That's great. What a wonderful service you're going to provide. And again, they're all upfront fees. And if you want to break that down quickly for our audience so they can jump on the bandwagon and be ready by Q1 of next year.
Sure. So you go to secure.com. I can give you a promo code Sekur15, SEKUR15. You get 15% off for a year. You can buy Sekur, which is email and messaging combo for $10 a month, Secure Mail for $7 a month, or Secure Messenger for $5. For businesses, it has a little toggle thing. Businesses are slightly more because you can have your own domain hosted with us. And we give you 100 gigabyte of storage when it comes to your email. So, you know, buy one of these. If you buy yearly, you get 2 months for free. It's equivalent to 17%. And then if you add the 15% I just gave you, you're going to get 33% off our services if you buy on a yearly plan. You can also buy as many licenses as you want. We have families that buy for themselves. We have small businesses. You don't need to be like a big business to do that. You can have for you and your family, and you each have your own email in full privacy. So as long as you have a service like that, when we're going to come up with Secure Web and Secure VPN will be a separate item. If you just want the VPN, you'll pay a nominal fee for it, but really nominal. But the browser with the VPN underlying underneath will be free if you have any secure product.
Wonderful. You're providing great services for all of us, and these topics are extremely relevant. And like we mentioned, they're not going anywhere. They're only going to get worse. So thank you for all that you're doing to keep our data private and secure with Secure. Thank you, Alain, for joining us.
Thanks, Anna, and thanks everyone for watching us. See you next time.